everyone, welcome back. My name is Andrea. I am the Knitting PT. This is my channel where I talk about all the things that I'm making and creating, anything to do with the fiber arts. I'm an orthopedic physical therapist, and I also share my expertise in relation to crafting and how you can improve your posture and your ergonomics online too. So we're just going to get right into it. I have several things to share with you today, some finished objects, some acquisitions that are book-wise acquisitions, and I'll just kind of share with you the progress I've had going on too. As you can see, I tried to curl my hair today, and we'll call it a moderate because success. Anyway, so one of the first finished objects I have is what I'm wearing. This is the Avenue vest by Tori Yu. I'll stand up so you can see the whole thing. So it's a vest, obviously, and it's got really fun shoulder details, and it's got a kind of moderately deep armhole, not super deep, and it's a V-neck. And I knit mine in hand spun. So this is hand spun that I spun up with a thin fleece from Nor'easter Farms. Cecilia at Nor'easter Farms, she processed the fleece and she made it into bat form for me and mixed some recycled sari silk threads in there. So I'll stand up so you can kind of see, I don't know if it'll show up on the camera that well, but you can see there's different colors in there. Predominantly reds, but you can see there's some green, some orange, and some tealish ones in there too. And yeah, I spun this worsted spun. Woolen spun, so it's like light and airy. You can see it's a little inconsistent, which is okay. It still knit up fine, and I really love it. And the vest is super lightweight. The vest is written for worsted weight yarn, and I knit the size 2, I believe, which is my usual size with Tori's knits. And yeah, I really like it. I have a second one planned already, a second vest, and I'm wearing it today over this, I'm sorry, I keep touching the mic. I'm wearing it today over this kind of blousy button-up and with some linen pants. Yeah, very academic vibes. Academic, very academic vibes. Very like professional. Yeah, I haven't felt this dressed up in a while, but I really like this outfit. It's like kind of casual feeling without being sloppy. Yeah. So this is my Avenue vest. What else to say about it? It knit up really quick. It is knit top down, and the finishing on it is just like it's simple, just like 5 rows of ribbing, and then you bind it off and knit. And I really like that, actually. It gives it a very clean and polished look, especially to the edges. And yeah, I think the only thing that could be better is my V-neck here. It's a little bit like, you can see it's a little bit looser. I don't know I can't remember if I picked up maybe less stitches or more stitches than I was supposed to. But it kind of turned out a little crinkly. It could be my gauge too, because my yarn is a little bit thick and thin in some spots. But overall, I'm really happy with this. I'd originally planned with this hand spun to do a vest kind of thing or a cardigan, just because thin was a new to me fiber. I wasn't sure if it'd be next to skin soft for me. I would say this is probably on the rougher side for my skin. It doesn't prickle, but I could see how if I was wearing a garment next to skin and I got a little hot, that it would start to prickle me from the heat. So overall, I'm really happy with how it does turn out. I'm really not sure yardage-wise how much I used. Because with my hand spun, I'm not very good at counting yardage of how much I made. I do the whole thing with my Nitty Natty where I, count the loops, but I feel like, that's always kind of an estimate. And especially after you wash the yarn, it can bloom a little bit, which probably just decreases the yardage a little bit. I will say I didn't use up all of the hand spun I have. So I have about like the equivalent of a skein and a half left. I'm not, again, really sure how much yardage that is. It's definitely not enough for another garment. So we'll see what I do with it. Or if it'll just sit there, because it's just pretty to look at on its own. So yeah. The next finished object I have to share with you, I'm really excited about it, is my rib wave. This is a pattern by Joanna Ang. Look how beautiful it is. I knit mine in less traveled yarn, and held with Ching Fiber Veranita base, which is a fuzzy cashmere. And Less Travel Yarn is No Longer Dying. But together, this is the colorway it came out with. It is very minty green. And the sleeves, of course, look gorgeous. And I love the detailing on the front. And as in the back has cables going on sides too. Yeah, I absolutely love it. The only issue I could see with it is that the collar might stretch out with wear, so I might have to end up like threading an elastic through it later or crocheting a thing around. I'll probably try with an elastic first maybe, just because I don't know if my crochet would show that much, because it is there's no finishing to the neckline other than when you cast on your stitches. It is still very clean looking. But I have noticed that it probably will have a tendency to maybe stretch out. So I will be on the lookout for that. Yeah, but I'm super happy with this. The fabric is super fuzzy and soft and light. I love the color. Yeah, I am really happy with this entire piece. And it is just in time for my trip next week. Next week, I'm going to Denver for a trip with my girls, Aro and Megan. We're going to celebrate Aro's upcoming wedding. It's kind of like her bachelorette trip. Yeah, so I'm really excited. I have a new piece to wear for that. And yeah, and I'll get some photos then too, I'm sure. All right, the next thing I want to show you, I don't remember if I showed it. I think I showed it before, but I didn't talk about it in depth. But today, the day I'm filming, Wednesday, the Relax Tee by Amy Sher is released. And this is a top-down compound raglan tee. So you can see here the increases aren't at a consistent rate. So it forms this S kind of curve instead of a straight line, so that you don't have as much fabric underneath your underarm bunching up. It just makes for a better fit. And this got purl ridges, and there is a short sleeve version which I knit, or you can do a long sleeve. And this is in fingering weight. And I used Big Little Yarn Co. in her organic wool linen fingering base in the colorway Matcha. And one thing I will say, so in the hank, the wool linen base feels kind of like stiff and just stiff and maybe even a little rough. But I will say, like, even just from winding it up and knitting with it, it softens a lot. And of course it softens even more when you block it. This is next to skin soft for me, and I really love it. With the linen content, it'll be a great spring and maybe summer tee to wear as well. I do want to make a long sleeve version, because everyone's long sleeve versions from the testers have looked really nice, really comfy. So I really want a long sleeve version too, for just like slightly cooler days. Yeah, the fit on this is great. I'll pop some pictures here that I took of my finished object. And I thought about wearing it today for the podcast, but it's kind of cold. Maybe at the end, I'll pop it on and take a quick video of me wearing it and insert that footage here. Yeah, I'll do that. All right, let's move on to works in progress. So I have been mainly working on two works in progress. One of them I'm trying to see if I can get done before I go to Denver next week. I wish I had realized that I could have finished it sooner, because then I probably would have spent more time knitting on it and could definitely have it done and not be like, not stressed, but like, you know, just obsessing about it. I don't know. Anyway, so this is my study session sweater. It is a pattern by Samantha Guerin. Look how pretty it is. So it is top down, as you can see, lace on the side with some cables, and it comes down, forms a V-neck for the body. So I am about an inch away from doing ribbing, and I am going to be doing a little bit of yarn management, because this pattern is written for sport weight yarn. I am using Explorer Knits Rockies DK, which is like a sport light DK, but the yardage wise is more like it's like 274 yards per skein. So it's like in between a DK and sport weight yardage. I only have 4 skeins. So I might be pushing it a little bit. I might be doing a lot of yarn management near the end. So what I'm planning to do is, because I only have a skein, I have less than 3 skeins left, like probably a skein in skein and 3/4 maybe. I'm alternating the skeins at the bottom because one of the skeins was a noticeably lighter shade than the other. So what I'm probably going to do is I'm going to knit 1 more inch of this. And then before I get to the ribbing, before I start the ribbing, I'm going to go back. I'm going to do the collar. The collar is written for folded over neckband. I'm thinking what I'm probably going to do is not do the folded over part, just knit it to whatever the length is supposed to be and then bind it off, just so that it saves me some yardage on that. And then what I'm going to do is do the sleeves. Yeah, do the sleeves. Do the sleeves, and I'm probably going to do the sleeves 2 at a time so that I can get them matching, because I'm afraid I won't get full length sleeves out of this. So I definitely want the sleeves to be the same length, but I don't want to have to like finish a full sleeve and then go back and frog it and then like re-knit it. So I'm probably going to try to do 2 sleeves at a time. And then once I get close-ish to that, pick up the ribbing, finish the ribbing, and then go from there. It sounds really complicated, but I don't think it will be. It's just a matter of making smart decisions. But yeah, I think not doing a fold over neckband will save me a lot. The ribbing, I think, is written for 3 inches of ribbing, and I'm probably only going to do maybe 2, maybe 1.5, depending on how the fit sits on my body. And we'll go from there. Yeah. For me, I make different decisions for each garment. Like some garments, I know I would prefer a longer sleeve and I can live with like a slightly shorter body. And some other garments, I would prefer for like the full body length to be where I want it to be and live with shorter sleeves. I'm trying to decide right now with this one, which one is more important to me. And I haven't decided yet. So I'll probably determine the order of how I do things. But what I might do is after I do the neckband, I'll probably try it on and then just see where the length is. And from there, I can probably estimate how much shorter I can make my ribbing. And then we might be able to go from there. Yeah, so we'll see. But anyway, I kind of am hoping to have this done before I go to Denver next week too. I leave on Thursday next week. So that gives me a full week. I think it's doable if I work on it monogamously. Again, because like once I finish this pattern part, it's literally just going to be ribbing and just like stockinette. So that should be fast flying for me. Yeah, but I've been basically working on this a lot this past week, just working on it whenever I get a chance, working on this over any other projects. So yeah, I would really love to have it done for the trip next week. That would be great. So yeah, and I don't remember if I said the colorway. This is Explorer Knits, and this is the colorway Rain Shadow. And I think it was an exclusive for Shop La Mercerie, La Mercerie for their Seattle collection that they did there. I don't know if it's coming back in Explorer Knits upcoming pre-order because I remember this colorway was only available at La Mercerie. And I know they're bringing back all the Seattle colorways and some new ones for their next collection, making them available for pre-order. So Rain Shadow might be on that list. Hasn't been listed yet for that. She hasn't revealed that part of it yet. She started revealing colorways only, I think, maybe 2 days ago. So we'll see. So, but yeah, this blue is really lovely. It's like a dusty, foggy kind of blue. Yeah. But yeah, I really can't wait to have this one done. I really love the way the lace looks and everything. All right. Next, I do have a new cast on to show you all. I don't think I showed it last time, and I can't remember if I cast it on last time either. Can't remember anything. Time is strange. Anyway, so this I cast on maybe a week ago. Yeah. I don't have much to show for it, but I did want to show it to you because it is a new to me yarn. So this cast on is entirely the fault of Tashi over at Tangled and Starlight and Stitches. I get their Instagram and their YouTube handle names all mixed up all the time. Anyway, so this is entirely their fault. And this is the Cream Cardi by Alicia Plummer. And it is a cardigan, which if you haven't seen yet, it's like slightly cropped and it has a garter stitch body. And it's super cute. And the way it's constructed is you knit the button band as you go too. this is yet another project where I'm going to be playing a little bit of yarn management, yarn chicken, because again, I am like a skein, probably half a skein short, and this colorway is a discontinued colorway. I bought it on sale, so I cannot get it anywhere else unless I find it in someone's D-Stash on Ravelry or something. But let me show you the yarn. Did I wind it all up already? I think I did. Okay, let me show you the label first. So this is North Bay Fiber. And North Bay Fiber, if you have not heard of them before, Jill, she is Knitterella on design handle. She was a pattern designer first. And then she opened a yarn line. It is breed specific yarns. And the one I'm using is Elemental Worsted, which is 100% Cormo. And this colorway is called Acorn. And the thing with North Bay Fiber is it is all dyed, spun, milled, everything in the US. Oh, this is part of my skin. Okay, so here's this colorway. Look how pretty it is. You can see how much bounce this yarn has to it, to the plies. Yeah. I'm very excited to be working with it. And here's what I've got so far. So I've just got the ribbing. It is knit bottom up. Yeah, look how pretty that is. And it's very squishy. So yeah, so I started working on this and then it got set aside because I'm trying to finish the other one. But I'm really looking forward to this. Again, I am short on yardage for this one a little bit. So we'll see. I might be doing something like knitting a different colored sleeve or knitting different colored like cuffs on the sleeves. I don't know. My plan is probably to try to crop it a little bit more because I'm envisioning I'm going to wear this over like dresses or skirts, so it doesn't need to be full length. I think I could get away with like cropping it so it sits like kind of right here on me, like right at my natural waist. So that might help me a little bit with yardage too. I don't know why I do this to myself, but yeah. But yeah, I'm really excited about this. I chose this yarn also because it is a non-superwash, which means that it won't, it's like lighter too, and lighter in weight. So for a cardigan, I'm always trying to go with non-superwash yarns or woolen spun yarns just because they're lighter and loftier and they won't drag down as much as superwash yarns would. So it won't like grow lengthwise downwards. Also because garter stitch tends to like want to like grow a little bit. So anyway, yeah, that was partially why I also wanted to use this yarn too. All right, so that is mostly what I've been working on. I did want to show some spinning things. I have another project I'm also working on, but it is kind of a secret. It's a preview spin / knit, and the colorways have not been shown yet on Instagram, so I'm not going to show you that until it is available. So sorry, going to tease that for now. But I did want to share this one little skein that I spun up very recently. So here it is. Look how pretty it is. So this is from Little Fiber Co. She did a collaboration with Kira Wiggins. This is the bag it came in, so it has all the information. So this is from her cookware collection. She sent Kira some of her dyed fiber and Kira made them into rolags, adding some other things in to the mix. And it was my first time spinning with rolags. And I loved it. I loved it so much that half a rolag in, I ordered a blending board so I can make my own rolags. Because honestly, what it is with a blending board, you could take your comb top fiber and make it into more of a woolen prep and roll it into rolags. I prefer spinning a woolen prep because it's easier on my hands rather than pinching from the fiber itself. So that's why, but yeah. And I have to say with these rolags, I spun the thinnest that I've ever spun. Like this is a fingering to sport weight. Usually I'm like sport to DK or DK to worsted, and this is like, there's bits of it where it's like truly fingering weight. I'm quite impressed, and you can see it's got some stellina in there. When I was spinning this, it felt like I was spinning the stars. It was a magical experience. Yeah. So what I've got next is I joined Kira's Bat of the Month Mystery Club. So I got my first bat from March. This is what it looks like. It's so soft and squishy. It is 90% Shetland wool, 5% merino, 5% viscose, and stellina. And she calls this deep fudge. So yeah, this is what I'm going to spin up next. I'm very excited. All right, in terms of other future projects, I also have my next weaving project in mind also. I've not set anything up yet. I'm probably not going to do it till I come back from Denver, but I'm going to show you what I have planned. So I found these in my stash. These are leftovers from they're leftovers from a striped Henley test that I did for Tori U. The name of the pattern is escaping me right now, but you can see it's a gradient. These are from J'adore Fibers. It was a gradient set she dyed up. And so I'm going to take these, and these will be my warp. I was trying to make sure I got it right. These will be my warp, which is the ones like that go lengthwise throughout the whole thing. And I'm going to set them up in a gradient. And then my weft, which is what you actually like weave back and forth with, is going to be this. And this is from Yarn Jam. This was from La Mercerie's Fiber Monthly Club, and Yarn Jam was the first one. And let me see if I have the label here, if I remember any details on it. Yeah, here we go. All right, Yarn Jam. So this was called Brand New Day, and it is, come on. This is called Brand New Day, and a 100% natural Shiniko, which is a Rambouillet and Merino blend. Oh my God. I don't know what's going on. It does not want to focus. Anyway, yeah. So this is it. Yeah, this I think was, no, erase what I was about to say. But yeah, you can see here. Let's see if I can get this to focus. There we go. Okay. Yeah, so look how fun it is. So when I start spitting up and I saw all those teals in there, I was like, oh, this will pair perfectly with that gradient I have. So that's what I'm gonna make. So this will go back and forth. So I think it'll turn out really fun. I'm really excited to get going in that soon. All right, so the last thing I want to share with you all is a bunch of books and magazines. So first things, this is the latest Lane, I never know how to say it, magazine. This is the spring 2025 issue. I'm sharing with you all because I was in it. There's an article in here where they interviewed me and also Carson Demers from Ergo I Knit about, where is it now? It's part of their series called 5 Things, I think is what it's called. Where is it? Here we go. 5 Ways. So, yeah. So they interviewed us for relaxing and knitting and just kind of like 5 things to minimize physical discomforts. So yeah, so I'm in this. The patterns in this are looking great too. It is designed by Sophie from the Knit Pearl Girl. Where is it? Here we go. It's called Celsi. So let me see if I can find it. Here we go. Yeah. So look at that. Look at that back detailing. It's so pretty. Yeah, so that is one of the things that I want to knit from this. But yeah, so they sent me a copy complimentary because I was in it. So yeah, so if you're interested in any of these patterns, they have pattern previews online right now, so you can take a look. Moving on to books. So this was a book I received in the mail. This is Light and Breezy Knitwear by Joan Ho. I was sent this as a preview. So thank you, Joan, for including me, and congratulations on publishing your second book. I have her first one also, which I did buy. It's called Capable Knit Style. I think I might have shown it on here when it came out. It came out like a little over a year ago, maybe 2 years ago at this point. Anyway, sorry, move the camera. But it is warm weather garments, and there is one pattern I'm going to cast on soon, and it is the poppy shirt. Let me find a picture. The poppy pocket tee. Here's a photo. Yeah, look at that. It's totally me, right? After knit leisure, yeah. And I already have my yarn picked out for it. I don't know where it went, but it is a J'adore Fibers yarn. It is her silk DK base, so the silk in there will help it be a little bit more warm weather friendly. But I'm really excited to cast this one on. It looks really comfy. Yeah, so there's a lot of different things in here. There's some knit shorts, and there are some kind of like beachwear friendly mesh skirts kind of things. Like here's a mesh skirt. Yeah, so it's like super fun. book and pattern. There's a T here. Yeah, so if you're interested, you can buy it. Yeah, I think either through Joan's website, or you can probably buy it through Amazon or anywhere else. But you can head to her profile on her website, which I'll link below, to take a look at it. Yeah. Okay, got 2 more books to share with you. I purchased these both with my own money. So the first one is Trails and Valleys by Lindsay Fowler, Larkspur Knits. I was very silly and did not purchase this at the Unwind Retreat when they had them on sale there, and when, you know, she was there, I could have gotten her to sign it for me. I just wasn't thinking straight. But it is a book that is kind of like campwear inspired, and it is sized for kid through adult, which is really great. And there's a lot of different things here. There's sweaters, there's hats, there's a blanket, there's socks. But the one that I really love in here, let me find it, is called the Switchback Jacket and Vest. Let me find a full-length photo. Here we go. Yeah. It's just like very, I like the look of it. It's like kind of vintage, nostalgic kind of look too. Yeah, but I really like it. Anyway, this book is really amazing. When we were at Unwind, Lindsay did a whole talk talking about her inspiration behind the book, and that was really interesting to hear how like the book came together from her point of view and everything. So that was really cool. Oh yeah, another one, the Daybreak Pullover. It has a front kangaroo pocket, which you know I love kangaroo pockets. Like, look at this. Yeah. Anyway, so that's Trails and Valleys. I believe you can still order it everywhere, any knitting store. And the last one I got was Knits to Wear by Veronica Lindberg. She's Kutowa Kika on Instagram. And there's lots of beautiful patterns in this one too. The main one that drew me to this book is this one, Playful Palette. And there's another one in here that I was very interested in. This one, Coffee Run. It's a very simple raglan. Yeah, but there's a lot of beautiful knits in this book. And honestly, I also love the hand feel of these books that Lane Publishing publishes. It's like this kind of like linen-ish cover, but the texture of it is really nice. Just really like it. Yeah. All right. I believe that's all I've got to share with you for today. Thanks for tuning in, and I will see you all next time. Happy knitting!